Welcome to the Weekly Roar, coming live from the Lion's Den, helping new managers become great leaders and awesome bosses. And now, here's your host, Greg Storch.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the Lion's Den. This is the Weekly Roar. Today, I'm going to talk about giving that little extra in our leadership. It's all about our attitude. A positive attitude makes our leadership better because, let's face it, our success as leaders is not about our position, but our disposition. I'll talk more about that in just a minute. But first, I'm Greg Storch, and I'm the founder of Lion Enterprise, a leadership development and coaching business where I focus on creating winning work cultures one leader at a time. I'm a certified professional leadership coach and a certified leadership speaker and trainer. Last week, I continued my new leadership series called Leadership Reboot 2020, Start With You. It's a series designed to bring us back to basics by doing a leadership reboot and hopefully helping all of us to take a look at ourselves as leaders first. It all starts with you. Last Wednesday, I spoke about the importance of being able to solve problems because it gains the trust of your followers, and without trust, you can't lead. Being a problem solver is a great way to gain leadership quickly. Our followers expect us to be able to hear them and help them solve problems. The minute they stop bringing us their problems is the day we stop leading them. I also shared some tips on how you can get better at problem solving. Now, if you missed that episode of the Weekly Roar, then all you have to do is go to my website at lion-enterprise.com. Click on the Lion's Pride library where you'll find links to all of my videos. Last week's video is number 89. The Lion's Pride library is a free resource to check out, and it's a great way for you to get more of the roar. Okay, let's jump into today's Weekly Roar. I mentioned that our attitude is that little extra we bring to leadership. A positive attitude helps leaders to lift up and inspire their followers. It allows us as leaders to see possibilities when others don't quite see them, or encourage our followers when they might feel defeated. And it helps us to commit when others want to quit. I don't know if I've ever shared this with you before, but I was raised in the Roman Catholic Church. Yeah, church every Sunday. And I attended Catholic school all 12 years. I know, it's hard to believe, isn't it? Many years ago, I remember reading this proverb, and it said something along the lines like this: like the golden ring in a swine's snout, so is a beautiful woman with a bad disposition. Other versions actually speak to her discretion, but I like this version because disposition is attitude, and having a bad one negates everything else. The disposition or attitude of a leader is important because it influences the thoughts and feelings of the people we lead. Good leaders know that a positive attitude creates a positive culture, which in turn encourages positive responses from our followers. I like to think of attitude as a mindset. Mindset changes everything. And one of the most important aspects of our attitude as leaders is having a whatever it takes attitude. Having that kind of a mindset is a difference maker when it comes to our success or when it comes to missing the mark. It reminds me of a song called Whatever It Takes by Imagine Dragons. If you haven't heard that song before, it's really awesome. I'm going to put a link to the song in the comments after we're done here. But it's a song about doing whatever it takes, regardless of what we go through. And that's the exact attitude I'm talking about. Check it out when we're done here. It's awesome. I'm pretty high energy most of the time, and I try really hard to exhibit a positive attitude in my actions and my words. But honestly, it can be exhausting to maintain that level of energy consistently. What I've had to learn about that is that I don't have to be happy and upbeat all the time. I didn't have to be the rah-rah leader cheering on his followers 100% of every waking minute. What I learned was that the most important thing was to have the mindset and the ability to hold that positive attitude when things weren't really going that great. I had to display focus, commitment, and my determination in my attitude, especially when the going got tough. I'm sure you get the picture of where I'm going with this, but it's not as easy to actually do it. So, I want to share a few ways that you can strengthen your attitude and put it to work for you as a leader. So, here we go. All right. The first thing we have to do is get rid of the victim mentality. The victim mentality is that little voice that's telling you things like, this always happens to me, or, oh, well, there's nothing we can really do about it. It's a mindset that we don't have the power within ourselves to resolve problems or overcome adversity. A mindset that we're at the mercy of the actions of others to save us or sink us. We see a lot of that on social media. It's becoming a pervasive attitude of helplessness. All right, look, I'm not trying to start a political debate right now, especially during these times, but I just want to use our own country as an example of the attitude I'm talking about, where our government has taken a lot of responsibility for people instead of them taking responsibility for themselves. We've gotten away from the old days when we were a nation of proactive and self-reliant citizens, and we've slowly shifted to a country in general whose citizens have become dependent on others for solutions instead of themselves. Yes, it's a generality. I can't sit here and say everybody, of course. It isn't all inclusive. We aren't all that way, but I think you get my point about the shift to a more helpless attitude that's happened. So it's important in our leadership that we not only get rid of that victim mindset, but it's even more important that we help our followers do the same. How do we do that? Well, don't make excuses. Model the behavior you want to see in them, train them, and challenge them to be responsible for their actions and themselves. At the end of the day, we succeed because we believe we can. Okay, another thing we can do to strengthen our attitude is simply take charge and take action. When we do the things that need to be done, we can get results, of course. It's being fearless and not hesitating to take the necessary actions needed to achieve success. Effective leaders who want to eat fish don't go to the desert and wait for a flood to come through. Knowing what we want and knowing what it'll take isn't going to get us anywhere until we take action, and leaders need to be willing to get at it. Now, if you're a procrastinator, then this might be a challenge for you. So you'll need to work on that so you can become a leader who doesn't hesitate to take the necessary actions needed. Okay, who are my procrastinators out there? Because I want to throw down a challenge for you. If you want to address your tendencies to procrastinate, me, you can do what W. Clement Stone suggested. Clement Stone embodied what he called PMA, positive mental attitude. So, this is what he suggested, and this is your challenge. Every day for the next 30 days, I want you to say, do it now 50 times in the morning when you wake up, and another 50 times before going to bed. And if you miss a day, you have to start all over at day one again until you've done it every day for 30 consecutive days. Are you up for the challenge, procrastinator? Why don't you give it a try and see how it helps eliminate procrastination tendencies? If you're in, let me know and I'll create an accountability group for procrastination elimination where we can hold each other accountable each day for the next 30 days. And guess what? I'm going to join you because I really can use some help here. A third thing you can do to help develop a positive attitude is quit complaining. That's right. There's no whining allowed in leadership. I think we've all experienced those people who just complain or whine about everything. I call them the yeah butters. Every time I point out something positive, they'll naturally respond to me with, yeah, but complaining just wears others out. I know I try to avoid or limit my interaction with whiners because I can physically feel drained after contact with them. They're energy suckers. Now, I know we all feel bad about something at some point. I was feeling bad about not getting to run this past week because I wasn't feeling well enough to do it. The good news is that a positive attitude can help us take charge of our emotions. Our attitudes can't stop our feelings, but it can keep our feelings from stopping us. Complaining makes us look unattractive as leaders, and followers who do it not only look bad themselves, but it reflects negatively on the leader as well. So, one of the best ways we can overcome complaining is to adopt an attitude of gratitude. Now, I know a lot of people who have gratitude journals, which is a great way to express gratitude. Sometimes it's really hard to do it, but that's when it's even more important for us to write it down or express it. And not just for major things in life like meal on the table or a roof over our head, but also expressing gratitude for the small and ordinary things. Do this on a consistent basis, and it'll be sure to strengthen your positive attitude and help to curb the complaining. Remember, the more we complain, the less we obtain. The last one I want to share with you, the fourth thing you can do here is to find and follow your passion. Wondering how that helps with developing a positive attitude? Well, think about it. If you're getting to do what you love most, you can't help but exude energy and enthusiasm. If you find yourself struggling a bit with a positive attitude, perhaps you're unhappy with where you're at right now. Maybe you need to do some work on finding your purpose. If that's the case, I'm just going to give a plug here right now to Eric G. Reed at Your Success Life. Eric is offering a course through Success Life U that is designed to put you through the paces of finding your true purpose. I know several people going through the course right now, and it's receiving rave reviews. So if you think you need some help here, and who doesn't need a little help from our friends, then head over to www.successlifeu.com and check out what Eric's offering. You won't be sorry. Okay, everyone, I hope those tips and tricks helped you in some way to focus more on developing a whatever it takes attitude so you can experience that little extra in leadership too. Developing a strong positive attitude as a leader is going to help all of us by giving us an edge in our thinking and our ability to attract, lead, and inspire others. You know, I get really inspired when I read positive words, and it helps me maintain my positive attitude. I recently came across the Lion Chaser's Manifesto, which came from a book by Mark Batterson called Chase the Lion. How appropriate, right? So I want to read this to you in part. It says, "Quit living as if the purpose of life is to arrive safely at death. Run to the roar. Go after a dream that is destined to fail without divine intervention. Stop pointing out problems and become part of the solution. Stop repeating the past and start creating the future. Face your fears. Fight for your dreams. Grab opportunity by the mane and don't let it go. Live like today is the first day and the last day of your life. Don't let fear dictate your decisions. Burn sinful bridges, blaze new trails. Live for the applause of nail-scarred hands. Don't try to be who you're not. Be yourself. Laugh at yourself. Dare to be different. Quit holding out. Quit holding back. Quit running away. Chase the lion." Okay, everybody, that does it for today. Thanks for joining me again. Of course, I'm going to be back here next week speaking about more ways that you can reboot your leadership in 2020. That's right. Next week, I'm coming back to talk about something I've come to learn about myself not that long ago. I'm going to speak about the heart of leadership. Do you know what that is? It's serving others. You know, it wasn't that many years ago that I finally figured out that I was a servant leader. You see, I was really confused about my leadership style because I had spent so much time in the military. I didn't know what kind of leader I was. But at the heart of leadership, we aren't focused on getting others to help us. We're focused on helping others. It's like Zig Ziglar said, you can get everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. I love this so much, and I hope you're going to join me. All right, friends, until we meet again, remember, be powerful, but stay poised, just like a lion. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for watching the Weekly Roar live event at lionenterprise.com. If you enjoyed this video, please tell others to join us each week here in the Lion's Den. Thanks again, and see you next week.